The Golden State Warriors now move to 6-2 on the season. They're actually 5-1 on the road after only winning, 7 road games last year. Everything is looking good for the Warriors, but one thing I find interesting is Steph Curry is averaging like 32 points a game, and only one other Warrior has scored 20, and that happened to be Dario Saric because he got hot against the Thunder. And I'm just not sure how sustainable that is. You can make the argument that it's very sustainable. You just need Klay, Wiggins, or Chris Paul, or Kuminga to have a good night. Or like against OKC where they needed every single point from Saric to win that game. Overall, I'm not too worried about this Warriors team. I just think we have a tendency to focus on their defensive deficiencies and not their offensive deficiencies because we just look at Steph Curry and we assume that's a good offense over there. But the year the Warriors won the championship against the Celtics, they were actually the first ranked defense and a 17th ranked offense. But a lot of things happened in that playoff run, like Jordan Poole game 1 against Memphis and being the best player on the court. That's something the Warriors don't have anymore. They don't have that variable. They have Chris Paul, but they don't have that same explosive output potential that Jordan Poole gave them, and he gave them that all playoff long. When they needed a bucket, Jordan Poole was able to get to the rim and get them a bucket. Now, Chris Paul's going to get them buckets. He's going to get them the mid-range buckets. But we ran into a similar situation where the only 2 guys on the Warriors that can get a bucket, that can create something, are the smallest guys on the team. And not only that, they're in their late 30s, so they're not going to be going to the rim recklessly like a Jordan Poole would. We all know how hot they can get. Steph and Klay can combine for 23s in the game 7, and none of this will matter. But on a night-to-night basis in the playoffs, when Jokic is giving you 30 and Jamal Murray is giving you 25, when KD's giving you 30 and Devin Booker is giving you 40, do they have enough scoring to keep up with those type of teams? I'm not sure about it, especially when we talk about the game slowing down in the half court. Klay Thompson's going to create a bucket, maybe. Wiggins is going to create a bucket. It's going to be a tough mid-ranger. Maybe he makes it, maybe he doesn't. If he gets to the line, he's not going to make the free throws. Like, I don't know about this team as far as the high-end offensive output. Unless Jonathan Kuminga continues to develop into that player we all thought he might be. So far, it's been a very up-and-down season for Kuminga, but they need his scoring potential. They need him getting to the line. They need him getting tough twos, because no one on this team besides a Chris Paul fading mid-range jumper, no one else on this team gets tough twos. But a reason to be optimistic about this lack of scoring is 1, Chris Paul finally got going last night, scoring 17 points. But 2, maybe more importantly, is Draymond Green is a scorer right now. I know we're not supposed to look at per 36, but I feel like it's appropriate here as Draymond Green has been working his way back from an injury. Draymond Green is scoring the same amount as he scored in 2016 when they won 73 games. He's shooting the same amount of threes. He's getting to the free throw line the second most in his career, and he's knocking down his free throws. Draymond Green is in scorer mode right now, and we all kind of knew there was going to have to be this adjustment from him playing with Chris Paul. And a lot of these shots are not even him playing with Chris Paul, but it's just that mental preparation that he clearly had going into the season, because any basketball fan could look at it and see, oh, Draymond Green and Chris Paul are on the court, one of them has to score. And Draymond has took it upon himself to be that scorer on the court, provide more spacing for Steph and Wiggins and Kuminga, all these guys. So you got to give a shout out to Draymond for realizing that so early on, making that adjustment. And I don't feel like it's a fluky thing. I feel like there's certain players where if they're not locked into it, if they're not locked into that role, they're not going to be good at it. But Draymond locked in, knowing he needs to shoot the ball, I don't feel like he's going to fall off. I feel like he's going to be a good shooter. And by good shooter, I mean he's going to shoot 3 threes a game and make them at a 35 to 38% clip. I feel like he's going to do that this year. Then you got the Klay Thompson situation, which is very interesting. Klay, in a contract year, is kind of falling back. He's trying to be a more connective part of the team, which I think is a good thing. But also, this team kind of needs a Klay explosion every now and again. Klay is only taking 13 shots a game. That is the second lowest of his career after his rookie year. And I guess I would say I prefer this Klay when you have a team with so many potential scoring options, but a lot of these nights they're going to be looking at Klay to score more, and I don't think Klay is going to have a problem with that. He's going to turn it up when he needs to turn it up, but I just find it interesting. Klay, contract year, decides I'm going to take a step back and try to be a team player. So shout out to Klay for that. But I'm going to leave it here, and I guess this was the overarching point of the whole video. Do you feel like the Warriors are good enough as currently constructed, or do you feel like they need that legit second scoring option? Because again, if you look at the rest of the league, their second scoring option is better than Andrew Wiggins or Klay Thompson. And that just is what it is. Or are you going to continue to build it this way? Everyone revolve around Steph Curry. We're going to have 5-6 players averaging 12 points per game. And it just has to be one of their nights every single night. That's how they won a championship 2 years ago. But again, Jordan Poole had some crazy games in that run. Klay Thompson's going to have some crazy games. Chris Paul might have to drop 25 in a crucial game. Is he ready to, like, I'm not sure, but I'm excited to watch this team the rest of the way. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this team overall and how you feel about them as a championship contender. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm out. Peace.